Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Let's talk a little bit about XRP price action. Here's a positive headline from newsbtc.com of all places, and I'm telling you, as of late, it's been harder and harder for them to find negative things to write about XRP. And a lot of that just has to do with the fact that XRP has been outperforming Bitcoin as of late. Now, of course, they're not going to word it like that, but it is the truth. But here's the headline. Why this trader expects XRP's price to triple by 2021. So I'm thinking, okay, not completely nuts, because, as I'm recording this, XRP is in the neighborhood of 30 cents. It's, a little shy of that. So then you'd be looking at maybe a little shy of $1 within the next 12, maybe a little bit more than that months. And that's not entirely insane. So there are traders, and I've cited them as of late. So a couple of the bigger ones, right? There's one that says XRP is going to hit $1 by the end of 2020. That's the soonest that I've seen a prediction for that price level from an analyst. Another analyst said yes, $1, but probably more like August of next year. And this trader right here is saying, okay, triple, which means, okay, maybe a little bit shy of $1 by the end of 2021. Now, here's what is interesting to me, and maybe this ends up being the case, maybe not. I want to be clear, I'm not a financial advisor. I am not offering financial advice. Don't buy or sell anything because of me. I'm just sharing with you some of my thoughts on this just as your everyday Joe Schmo member of the XRP community, because it's fun to talk about this stuff, and I love getting feedback and ideas from everybody that listens in the XRP community, but that is all it is, okay? It's just kind of fun to run through this and make YouTube videos, okay? So, there's so much volume right now. Then I understand technically I don't have volume pulled up for this video, but like 24-hour volume. It's a little bit down, but that's just because there's been a retracement, I think. But in terms of recent volume, as well as active, addresses, XRP addresses, not just XRP, but even Bitcoin and Ethereum, and just even so, whether you look at that or, like I said, volume on the whole over the last month or whatever it's been, you haven't seen these levels since the end of 2017, beginning part of 2018, when the bear market began, frankly. And so that's got to mean something, right? So it makes me wonder here, and while I'm not going to offer a price prediction, I never have and I never will, because it'd just be making up crap, and you guys are better than that. I'm just going to be honest with you, I'm not a chart guy, but there are certain metrics that we can all be aware of. Even so, even if you're not a chart guy listening to this, massive volume like this can certainly, historically, very frequently will precede a major action, frequently to the upside. And given that we already went through this terrible downside, I don't think it's going to be amplified additional nobody's saying that. It amplified additional bearish action. Nobody is saying that. So it would be to the upside, if anything, right? And so if that's the case, will we even have to wait a year? Will we actually? I don't know. I saw what happened with this type of volume in 2017, and granted, I jumped in towards the tail end of 2017, jumped into the world of crypto, but I got to see a ton of this firsthand, and it hasn't been like this since then. So we'll see. So what's this analyst have to say about this? Oh, and by the way, I'll mention too, I'm gonna be jumping into. I'll touch a little bit on the XRP rich list, which I've covered in previous videos. I just want to touch on it. The reason I'm even going to bother to touch on it, and it is interesting, especially if you've never heard of it, you will be interested. But there's this piece too from CoinDesk.com. Bitcoin rich list reaches all-time high. Well, I'll be gosh darn, what do you think that might mean? We're going to talk about it here. But first, into this XRP stuff. So XRP has been facing some weakness throughout the past several days and weeks, with buyers being unable to propel it above the key 30-cent region. Despite this short-term weakness, analysts believe that its midterm outlook is incredibly bright. Can I say again, this is coming from newsbtc.com. They will go out of their way to paint a narrative that doesn't exist about negative XRP price action or whatever. And here we have a sentence again stating that the midterm outlook for XRP is incredibly bright. Their words. One trader is now noting that he is expecting the cryptocurrency's price to see a major upswing that allows it to climb by a multiple of 2x or 3x by the end of the year. He notes that there are a few crucial macro technical developments that support this notion, including its recent reclaiming of its 200-day moving average, as well as a major support resistance flip. On-chain data does confirm the notion that upside may be imminent, as XRP's active address output has remained stable despite its lackluster price action over the past couple of weeks. Now, that doesn't sound too bad. I'm telling you, this is probably, that I can recall at least, the most positive coverage in terms of potential XRP price action from this Bitcoin Maxi website. How about that? Now, seriously, that in and of itself is telling, okay? Then you've got this little subheading, just gets better. XRP flashes signs of on-chain strength despite ongoing downtrend. Do you think that the Bitcoin Maxi, like as he's typing this, like it's like crushing his soul inside to acknowledge these things that the analyst is seeing as fact? Like, do the fingers as they type it physically hurt? Like, I gotta know. I would love to know what this is like for a Bitcoin Maxi troll. But XRP is currently facing some intense selling pressure that has come about as a result of Bitcoin's overnight decline. There you go, an recognition finally, and they don't always like to acknowledge this. XRP's following Bitcoin. How come that's so hard to just freaking admit? And they like to pretend like XRP when they write these articles, like it's just behaving in a vacuum. Had nothing to do with the rest of the broader crypto ecosystem. No. XRP, if it's down, it's just something's wrong with XRP and maybe even Ripple, the way they're pushing for XRP adoption. A bunch of nonsense, but you know. At the time of writing, the cryptocurrency is trading down over 3% at its current price of 27.9 cents. This marks a notable plunge from its multi-day highs of over 29 cents that were set just a couple of days ago when bulls attempted to test its resistance at 30 cents. XRP has grown highly correlated to Bitcoin and other major altcoins, which means that it may continue seeing faltering momentum as long as they fail to extend their midterm uptrends. Oh my gosh, how about, is that so hard to acknowledge? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to call News BTC out in the future when they paint a narrative that is different than what they just wrote right there. They are acknowledging the truth. XRP is following Bitcoin, damn it, but I know they're at some point going to get back. And I don't know if we have to wait until there's, a massive parabolic run-up and then XRP starts retracing at a slightly different time than Bitcoin. And they're going to say, oh my God, the sky is falling for XRP. I know it's going to, mark my words, that will happen. I don't know when, but it is coming. Now, currently, the cryptocurrency is trading at the lowest price levels it has seen since late last week. During this prior decline, it was able to establish the lower 27-cent region as a strong support level. Despite its current weakness, on-chain data suggests XRP may be underpinned by fundamental strength. Oh, that's gotta hurt to type that. Oh my gosh darn. Analytics platform Sentiment explained in a recent tweet that the crypto's daily active addresses count remains high. And I covered this in a separate video, but I'll just read the quote since it's in front of me here. In spite of XRP's negative 9.2% retrace this past week, the active address output we're seeing for the number 3 market cap crypto asset has remained high. Ripple holders can take solace in it being one of the few alts with a DAA, so that'd be daily active addresses, bullish divergences we've identified. I like it. Now, let's mention this here. So this is the XRP rich list. If you want to take a look, just go to ledger.expose, just type it in your little web browser there. You will get there. And you can see, it'll show you how much XRP you have to be in a certain percentile of holders. For instance, if you want to be in the top 10% of XRP holders, you only need 3,056 XRP. 3,056. That puts you in the top 10% in the entire world. That's it. I'm going to guess, I'm going out on a limb here, that if you're to fast forward, 5 years, 10 years from now, that number is going to look a lot different. It's going to look a lot different. You're going to be bumped up into, I don't even know what percentile if you have 3,000 XRP in the future. Because look at this. So even to be in the top 5%, 10,601 XRP, that's all it takes. To be in the top 4%, 15,267 XRP. To be in the top 3%, 22,748 XRP. To be in the top 2%, 38,500 XRP. To be in the top 1%, 81,255 XRP. Now, consider this. I remember when I entered the world of crypto in late 2017, I was watching a video on how to purchase XRP because back then it was not easy, actually. Especially when you're new to crypto and just learning just the fundamentals of like how to operate an exchange and this and that. But you couldn't use your United States dollars to directly purchase XRP. I'm not kidding you. Literally 3 years ago, if you're in the United States, there was no exchange where they would take your United States dollars. You had to buy a different cryptocurrency, move that cryptocurrency to a different exchange, sell it for XRP there. Right, and then as far as cashing out, if you wanted to cash out, well, you couldn't cash out XRP either. So if you wanted to cash it out, you needed to convert it to another cryptocurrency, then sell that cryptocurrency, get it back to U.S. exchange, and then onto your checking account. Not so fun, right? But I remember researching this, and I was watching a YouTube video from some guy, and he must have made the video in like, I can't remember now. It might have been like 2016, somewhere thereabout. And I can't remember what the rate for XRP was, but I remember he was showing himself buying XRP by using Shapeshift and converting it to GateHub. And he spent, you'd have to do the math of this, I'm not going to bother doing it. Numbers are hard. Moonlabo don't like numbers. But he spent, I think it was like $180, somewhere around there. I know it was like a little under $200, and he got almost 30,000 XRP. I swear it must have been like 27,000. Now, can you imagine getting 27,000 XRP for under $200 a day? And so when I talk about percentiles moving, what do you think this is going to look like after the next parabolic run-up? It's going to be interesting. So that's why I like, and I think a lot of these people that are in these higher percentiles are going to sell all or a big chunk of what they're holding. And so if you're one of the people that chooses to hold, and you do you, I'm not telling you to buy or sell or anything, but if you do, and this goes the way that many analysts are predicting, then even if you're in the top 10% right now, if you just held, who knows? Maybe you get in the top 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. Who knows? Who knows what it's going to look like? But even with Bitcoin here, take a look at this. Here's the CoinDesk piece. Bitcoin rich list reaches all-time high. There are more than 2,000 addresses holding over 1,000 Bitcoin, potentially reflecting increased interest from institutions and high net worth investors. And here's a bullet point. At press time, 2,190 addresses contain 1,000 or more Bitcoin, according to data compiled by BitInfoCharts. The previous record was 2,184 on September 28, 2019. Bitcoin's price was $11,717, up 0.28% from the previous 24 hours as of 1915 UTC. Next bullet point. The total amount of Bitcoin held in accounts of 1,000 or more was, I'll just round it, 7.8 million as of press time. That amounts to 92.2 billion. Next bullet point. In the wake of the pandemic, more investors have been looking into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as alternative investments to traditional markets. And I've talked about that in other videos too. There does seem to be some amount of truth to that. To some people, the way they report it sounds overblown. Some people may be underselling it a bit. I just think that there's some truth to it. To what degree? Open for discussion here. But and then last bullet point here before wrapping up. George Ball, the former chief executive of Prudential Securities and now CEO of Sanders Morris Harris, told Reuters earlier this month that Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency is a very attractive investment and hinted that many very wealthy investors and traders have turned to Bitcoin. I'm telling you, it's just going to keep going more and more mainstream. Specifically, I mean the crypto asset class as a whole. Maybe Bitcoin will be here forever. Maybe it won't. I've spoken about my concerns and why I'm a little skeptical about it, but I'm not saying definitively it will go the way of the dodo. I'm just voicing reasonable concerns, primarily having to do with centralization of mining in China. And frankly, the thing doesn't scale. So if it never does anything else, never has any utility, can it just be a store of value? I'm skeptical of that. Maybe standards matter that much. Still a little skeptical, but we shall see. But I'll tell you this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm feeling very optimistic for the future. That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.